Andy, what do you expect from Anna Gilligan? What camps was she going
It's
to?
true. It's
What
true.
do you think they taught me there?
Yeah.
That's right.
And just lastly on this liberal gene thing, Terry, I'm with you. I love how they say the liberal gene makes you more interested in learning about your friends' points of view. Because if there's one thing we know about liberals, it's that they love to be around people who disagree with them and challenge their assumptions.
Yeah, they're the most open-minded people on planet Earth.
Yeah, they can't get enough of that.
But differently for the conservatives?
It actually, Anna, is different for conservatives because conservatives oftentimes are forced to be in a minority around a lot of liberals, at least in certain parts of the country.
Not outside of New York and LA.
In certain parts of the country, and you have to learn how to civilly get along with people, which liberals somehow manage not to learn.
I've never been in a situation where I was in the majority in my entire life.
Because you live in
Where do
New
you
York
work?
or London.
Greg,
I work at News Corp too, Greg.
Greg at the bathhouse a couple times.
Oh, you mean the bar called the Bathhouse?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
The one with the sauna.
Exactly,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
And that doesn't serve alcohol.
Yes, exactly.
Or at the auto shop getting your tranny worked on.
Yes, exactly.
I had to say that.
Yes.
I'm done, Greg. Move on.
All right, I shall. Org. Will Leno only rate in a red state? Will Letterman do if the audience is blue? According to the Center for Media and Public Affairs, Jon Stewart and David Letterman tend to target Republicans more with jokes, whereas Jimmy Fallon and Jay Leno most often take aim at the Dems. The Daily Show and Late Show cracked wise on the GOP roughly 60% of the time, whereas The Tonight Show and Late Night with Jimmy Fallon called dibs on making fun of libs around 70% of the time. Says CMPA President Dr. Robert Lichter, funny name, to a mirror probably. Just as conservatives get their political news from Fox and liberals from MSNBC, conservatives are getting their political humor from NBC and liberals from Comedy Central. That kind of hurt my head, I got to say.
I'm sorry, Greg.
Let's go. No, it was me. Let's go to the comic host of Dogs Tonight and see what he thinks.
So Mishka, do you think Obama's doing a good job for this country? What do you think, Mishka? I didn't quite get that.
Wow, too funny, Mishka. Kind of scary, if you ask me. Cruiser, anything about this study surprise you?
I want to see Robert Lichter on Parker Spitzer first, just to see, because that was a good run on words there, I thought. What surprised me, it seems like Jay Leno, first of all, is officially the 800-pound gorilla at NBC now, if he can make predominantly anti-Obama jokes and get away with it now. But I looked at Jon Stewart, and I like Jon Stewart a lot. I looked at his list, and Biden couldn't crack his top 5. Really? He's got Glenn Beck in there, but the most target-rich environment in political comedy didn't crack his top 5. He should get fined. If comedians, if we had some sort of union or something, he should be fined for that.
Bill, are you angry that they didn't even bother to mention Red Eye?
I know. Well, we're actually technically early morning host.
Yes.
We're not even late.
We're not
night.
even really a show.
Yeah, exactly. It's more of a jamboree.
Yeah, we're
If they do a study on jamborees, I'd be interested to see where we
exactly.
lie. This is why I'm with Coco. I know he doesn't have a show right now, but I know if they did this study with him, there would be no politicians mentioned. It would just all be jokes about masturbating bears and cocaine-addicted werewolves. You can have your politicians. I'll stay with my mentally challenged mascots. Those are my favorites.
Terry, here's my thing. You know, they said that, like, a lot of these people targeted Obama, but I looked at the jokes, or some of the jokes. The jokes about the left are always about the predicament they're in. The jokes about the right are always about the personal things, like it's always like Palin's stupid, or what Letterman did about her daughter. It's always personal crap, or Christine O'Donnell's crazy, which is easy and obvious.
That's because they're women, not because they're conservative, though.
Bush was seen as stupid as well. I mean, you know what I mean? But when they do Obama, it's about the predicament that he's in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm whining, but I think the stuff towards the conservatives tends to be a little more personal and mean-spirited. But you know what? Jon Stewart's funny.
Yeah.
They're all funny, and it would be a really boring life if everybody made jokes either all about the left or the right. And it's a business. Leno, it's smart for Leno and I guess Jimmy Fallon to maybe even be a little more slanted, right? Because they'll have an audience. If they were all trying to compete for the same piece of pie, i.e. George Bush hating Tea Party, slamming.
By the way, people are tired of it. I think people are tired of it. Letterman is still making jokes about George Bush. 72 jokes over 6 months this year.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Isn't that
like,
weird?
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go. Let it go.
They can't.
All right, shall we move on? Anything? All right.
So,
can the New York City Marathon be run in high heels? Terry Shepard explains his training regimen after the break.
It can be done.
Yeah, I know it can.
I've done it.
But first, could this be the greatest disguise ever in the history of disguises? Well, with the exception of that manatee pretending to be Joy Behar, the answer is maybe. He got on the plane, needing a cane, and left the scene looking 18. Yes, in what could be the greatest disguise caper ever, an unnamed whippersnapper boarded a Hong Kong-based Air Canada flight as an old Caucasian and arrived in Vancouver as a much younger Asian. That's nice. The shocking metamorphosis began when Oldie McCoot entered a bathroom midway through the flight looking like this. He's gorgeous. And emerged looking like this. What happened to his eyes?
Yeah, why did
Terrible. Anyway, what a delicious makeover. The Canada Border Services Agency kind of explained the weird turn of events thusly. He very much resembled an elderly Caucasian man, complete with mimicking the movements. The subject admitted at this time that he had boarded the flight with the mask on and had removed it several hours later. After he escorted off this plane, where he proceeded to make a claim for refugee protection, more like awesome refugee protection. Meanwhile, the masked guy's masked girlfriend has moved on.
Brincadeira, é só pra filmar. Para, desculpa.
That won Best Picture in Guam.
Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable. Guam is a country, I believe. Terry, should this guy be allowed to immigrant status for trying such an awesome...
He's got to have some kind of office after this.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude is the coolest. But it's kind of... I can't even take a bottle of water on the damn plane.
Yeah.
This Asian guy looked like George Burns.
Yeah.
And no one gave him, no one even went and go, hey, come here, dude.
Look at this guy. Look,
He must be a
let's see,
great actor, too.
Somebody downstairs should put up the picture of the, old guy again. Bill, it's amazing how much he looked like you when he got on the plane.
What, the old guy?
Yeah.
Come on, I look at least a little more like the Asian guy. Look at those lips, Greg. We both have kiss me lips.
Yeah, it's true.
And blacked out eyes.
Anna, this guy should be allowed to live in Canada. I mean, that's kind of punishment anyway. But, I mean, he should be allowed.
I just think it's terrifying that security doesn't pick this up. And I'm terrified to fly anyways. And speaking of security, I recently flew and I didn't know it. I had pepper spray in my bag. I got in the airport and back home, not even knowing it was in my bag still.
Wow.
See, I maintain that the reason that guy got through is because they were doing cavity checks on people that look like her.
Yes.
And that's how they missed that. Yeah,
I did get a body search with the...
Does not surprise me.
Cruiser, I love the fact that he kept the original shirt on, and the real big change was the cardigan. He took the cardigan off. That was the key move in this one, don't you think?
The cardigan is the cloaking device for elderly people, yes. You take it on, you take it off. This one hits really close to home because I was just in Singapore 2 weeks ago, and every night before we go out to a club, they would warn us that the people we were meeting might actually be young Asian males in disguise. I'm serious about that.
It's interesting. They would tell me about that bar. I'd go there, and I'd be so disappointed.
Oh, I love that bar, the shaved Adam's apple.
Yes.
It is so good.
amazing. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
they're easy.
This scares me because makeup techniques and movie techniques are so elaborate that somebody could commit a crime looking exactly like you. Like could kill somebody. That's going to happen in 30, 40 years. That was amazing.
I mean, that's scary that guy got on the plane, like you were sort of saying, too. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to offend anybody, but, potential Islamic terrorist, something like that.
Dress up as old guys. Yeah, because people don't expect old people to blow themselves up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except for that doesn't really make sense because if it was a suicide bombing, who cares what you looked like when you did it, right? No, if you're successful, no one's
Well,
gonna-
but you still got to get through the
you gotta
get through the
you gotta get on the plane,
right?
though.
Yeah.
But he got his boarding pass as himself.
Yeah.
And then, so it wasn't like he was a red alert.
I don't know.
Makes no sense.
I don't know. It's a
I
story.
already stole somebody's boarding pass. That's what I was reading. That he actually changed it.
Yeah, I should
We'll
be-
never know.
I should be reading past the first paragraph of these stories.
Life's
Why?
too short.
Why?
I disagree. Life is too
No,
short.
I
think it's better to
I'm
wing it.
firing Pablo, who reads the stories to me immediately after this show. All right, we're taking a break. I hate Pablo anyway. Smells. When we return, mail time.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time.
Hey, it's mail time. The address is redeye@foxnews.com. You write, I read, read, and then we trade our underpants. Why do I do this? Really? It's not pointless. Okay, Justin from Lexington Park, Maryland leads things off. I was supposed to spend Sunday writing a 5-page paper for my class, but I ended up spending the whole day getting high and watching all my saved episodes of Red Eye. Thanks a lot. Justine, don't blame me for your actions. Come on, you didn't have to skip doing your paper, and it said go and get high. That was your decision entirely, not mine. But the next time you do feel the temptation to do this, remember, we're here to help with the getting high part. It takes me only 3 hours to get there by train, and I'll bring the tarp. Bonnie emails us. Congressman McCarter is great, brilliant, funny, and chic. Use your clout and get him and Christie to discuss a presidential ticket. I know you can. No, Bonnie, that's adorable. You thinking I have clout. I can't even get into the studio unless I tell someone I know Sean Hannity. And even then, they think I'm his valet, which is true. I can shine a mean shoe. Only owns one. Roger from North Carolina, not South. This is the real one. I've noticed you call TV's Andy Levy a jerk just before the halftime report. Is this a true statement or not? Just curious because he seems awesome to me. Well, Roger, you can be both awesome and a jerk. But in Andy's case, he's just a jerk. And you're a jerk, too, for writing. So get lost, you big, stupid jerk. Yeah, that's smart. John emails us. I was wondering if I could get a list of last night's guests on Red Eye. Sure, John. Last night we had, let me think. Oh, yeah, Jack Nicholson we had. He came to stop by. Tiger Woods, the Dalai Lama. He was fantastic. Great. And you know who did our band was Doc Severinsen.
Oh, he's a legend.
It's funny because he's been dead for 3 years.
Yeah, but he's still good.
Yeah, it didn't stink up. Finally, Matt from Valencia, California, is home of the Valencia Orange. Just one of them there. My brother called me from the waiting room at New York Presbyterian Hospital yesterday. He said Bill Schultz came in walking funny, but about 30 minutes later skipped out the front door with Pinch under his arm. Mystery solved. Well, Pinch, can you explain what really happened?
What's black and white and brown all over? Certainly not me at New York Presbyterian Hospital at 3 in the morning last Thursday. Can't emphasize that enough.
All right. We'll close things out with the post-game wrap-up from TV's Andy Levy. And to see clips of recent shows, go to foxnews.com/redeye. Back to TV's Andy Levy for the post-game wrap-up.
Thanks, Greg. Hey, Cruiser, how was your last road trip?
It was fantastic. Once again, I had the great honor of flying around and entertaining the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. All fantastic people. Saw some wonderful things, met some incredible people again, as I always do when I do these things. And as I was leaving Diego Garcia, this island in the middle of the Indian Ocean, this Navy guy looks at me and goes, "Going home to do Red Eye?"
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I left Diego Garcia, but that's another story.
Yeah, that was one of your houseboys, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Hey, Terry, where are you going to be Saturday night?
Well, funny you should ask, Andy, because I'm flexing my New York City club doorman muscles to work for Greg Gutfeld when he does the gay Islamic bar. So, tomorrow night and tonight and next weekend, I'm working at Bar 13 in the city doing the guest list. You better show up looking good, Andy, otherwise you are not getting in.
Only way I know how to show up, baby.
I know.
There's no cat flap door, by the way, Andy.
Oh, never mind then.
Yes.
Hey, Bill, are you running in the New York City Marathon on Sunday?
Indeed, I'm not, Andy, but my brother Jonathan is. I'll be following him all over Brooklyn and various other boroughs of which names escape me to support him. And he's doing it for a great cause, me. Send your money to Jonathan, and they will go directly to my bank account.
Okay. All right, back to you, Greg.
Thank you. Stephen Cruiser, always a pleasure having you on the show. Anna Gilligan, always a delight. Terry Schappert, Bill Schultz first, there you go. And Terry Schappert, always a pleasure having you on this show. I'm Greg Gutfeld. You know what? I'll see you next time and over the weekend. Don't forget. Bye.